Bobtail searching for SA's next top dog. Get the unique code on pack and send in a picture of your best friend.
Welcome back. You are live with a Feel Good Friday on Expresso. The vet with the biggest heart is back to help us improve the health and happiness of our pets. Dr. Roy, welcome back. Great to have you here. Now, I understand that you were involved in what turned out to be a fantastically positive story, but a major lesson learned. Let's talk about the wonderful display you've set up.
Yes. Well, you know, 2 weeks ago we spoke about dogs swallowing things, and lo and behold, 2 days later, I mean, the first time in my 30-year career, a dog came in. The owner says they saw the dog swallowing something plastic and red. And it walked into the practice looking okay, and I could see it was uncomfortable. And it was also a really big 55 or 60 kilo Ridgeback.
So, you know, it could be anything.
With teeth twice the size of this. So I decided I'm going to anaesthetize the dog in order to examine it because it was a little bit anxious. I anaesthetized it, opened its mouth, and in the back of its throat... Bob, what are you doing? In the back of your throat?
Does it pass, Bob?
In the back of its throat, there was this ball wedged tightly in the back of the throat. And the only reason the dog is still alive is because of the hole in the ball. The dog is actually able to breathe through this hole. You can't do that. And here's the lesson. It says clearly on the packet that this ball is meant for dogs under 15 kilos, 35 pounds, and this was a Ridgeback that must have weighed 55 or 60 kilos. So it was easily able to take this in its mouth and swallow it, and thank goodness it got stuck. And it got stuck in a way that the dog could breathe. So it was an amazing thing.
But that is a brilliant, it seems almost overly simple, but a fantastic, you know, I think the lesson here is that it's the humans that must use their overdeveloped brains, in this case, and actually read the packaging. Hey, Bob, does it pass? Does
He's
it get
under
your
15
approval?
kilos, he can play.
You can play with that boy safely. I think he's interested in the teeth. I picture some aged dog running around without its false teeth in its mouth. Now, Dr. Roy, being winter, I think we often forget that our dogs are almost as susceptible to the nasties going around, the viruses and bacteria. Let's talk a little bit about dog influenza. Hey? There we go, boy. Oh, good boy. So before we do that, I think a lot of people would be, surprised to know that dogs do actually get influenza, but we've managed to find a little bit of proof. Let's take a look at some of the symptoms coming out. All right, well, great if you want to get YouTube hits, but not so lacquer for your dog. And that sounds like he's had his morning smoke already, you know?
Yes.
How do the symptoms of dog or canine influenza exhibit?
Okay, well, the disease that we're going to just mention briefly because it's so important is called kennel cough.
Kennel cough.
It's almost a parable to the human whooping cough. Okay. In that the dogs whoop and cough and really hack for weeks on end, and they can get really ill. And the nice part about it is it's simple to prevent because there's a great vaccine. It's called kennel cough because most of the time it's highly infectious and transmitted from dog to dog in a kennel situation or in a park situation. If your dog is infected, you really have a responsibility to yourself, your dog,
just like
and
humans,
and the other animals in the park. Just don't take the dog to the park. I mean, it's as simple as that. And if you know that your dog is going to a kennel, get it vaccinated. How much easier is it to remember? Dog's going to kennel, give it kennel cough vaccine. So it's really simple prevention, and they really get sick. They bark, they cough, they splutter for weeks on end. I haven't seen a fatality yet, but I'm sure it's theoretically possible. But we treat them, the ones that we get, we treat, and they do recover. It takes a few days, sometimes a week or two to recover. But vaccinate the dogs against kennel cough, please.
All right, so 2 life lessons learned this morning. Read the label if you're going to be buying your dog a toy, something that can fit into their mouth. Make sure you've got the guidelines down. And look out for those symptoms of kennel cough and make sure that you are a responsible dog owner. We know that they are very social when they go out to a park or any kind of play area. You do not want to infect the entire neighborhood. All right, we are still searching for our top dog. Bobtail is looking for a hero dog to become the face of the company. Let's get the details.
Bobtail's looking for SA's next top dog to be a face of their brand. Up for grabs is a starring role for your dog in Bobtail's next billboard campaign, as well as an interview with you and your dog on Expresso. And a 2-night stay at the 12 Apostles Spa and Hotel for you and your winning dog. To enter, simply upload a picture of your dog doing something amazing onto Bobtail's website and enter the unique promotional code found on promotional packs of Bobtail. Like their page on Facebook to be kept up to date with the competition, and stay tuned to Expresso for weekly sneak peeks of the competition and help Bobtail choose SA's next top dog. Bobtail, for strong South African dogs.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.